Now we're here at the event with Judy Lowy from JobKatif. You know, we're 9 years later. This summer we're marking 9 years since the expulsion from Gush Katif, and JobKatif is out there helping, as we can understand from the name, JobKatif. Tell us, first of all, what JobKatif does.
Okay, thank you. JobKatif is the only organization that helps to rebuild the lives of the former residents of Gush Katif by finding them employment, whether it's finding them jobs, retraining, university scholarships, helping them set up new businesses, whatever it is they need.
It's important to explain that not only were they uprooted from their homes, most of them were farmers, and not all came back to be farmers, and to start a farm from the beginning was very difficult.
Correct. What a lot of people don't realize is that 85% of the people who lived in Gush Katif also worked in Gush Katif. A lot of them in agriculture, as you said, a lot of them in education. A lot of them had small businesses, stores, workshops, and so on. But it meant that the day after the disengagement from Gush Katif, unemployment, which had been virtually nil, went up to 85%. And JobKatif was founded by a Rav from Alon Shvut called Rav Yosef Tzvi Rimon. He was very busy, like thousands of others were, helping them in those first few days in the hotels. And I would say that he was probably the first person to realize that the best way of helping them rebuild their lives was to help them get back to work. These were very, very industrious, hardworking people who had supported their families with dignity. They were great givers of tzedakah, and all of a sudden they were left with nothing.
So what can be done? I mean, you send CVs, you try to get into jobs. What does an organization like JobKatif do?
Well, to tell you the truth, we've had to change our methods and what we do over the years to meet changing needs. So if at the beginning we were just looking for jobs, then we came across another group of people who had nothing relevant to offer the job market.
They really had nothing relevant.
Nothing relevant. There were farmers.
Because of age.
Because of age. There were, for example, people who were successful in agriculture. They themselves, a lot of them were much older and didn't have the means or the energy to start again. Plus, they had grown-up children who were sure that they were going to take over the family business. They'd never studied anything.
So what happened in that?
In cases like that, we gave them counseling, and very often we sent them to courses to learn a new...
To really go back into the game.
To basically train them. And then we came across another group of people who said, I had a store in Gush Katif, and all my life I've been self-employed. I don't want to work for anybody. And so we set up another program to help to launch new small businesses all over Israel. And then we found another group of people, which were the second generation, who are now finishing the army, and they wanted to go to university. And in Israel, who pays for university generally? It's the parents help towards it, but the parents couldn't afford it. So we helped to pay towards the scholarships, and anything that could be done, any changing need, we adapted ourselves to it.
So you're here today, and we're meeting Olim, immigrants, but you're here and you're bringing businesses from the area. Tell us what you're doing.
Correct. Look, until now, with a lot of help from Hashem, we've succeeded in helping 2,500 people return to the workforce. There are a few hundred left. And we came here today, first of all, for exposure, let people know who we are. And secondly, and more importantly, we came here because we wanted to help some of the Gush Katif businesses. The businesses that we helped, by and large, are in the south of Israel. Which is another, and in fact, 92% of the people that are left to help live in the south of Israel. And therefore we decided to sponsor 6 businesses and bring them here today so people would be able to buy from them, because this summer has been catastrophic for them. And we basically feel that in the same way that we have been there at the side of the Gush Katif people almost from day one, because of Rav Rimon, we want to be there as well for them when this whole crisis in the south is over, and we want to be able to help them. We are a non-profit organization. we rely on donations. For the first few years, the government did not recognize our work, but after the State Commission of Inquiry that Netanyahu set up in late 2009, the government did recognize. They did understand what we were doing.
Even a prize, a presidential prize.
Correct. Rav Rimon then the following year he received the previous year he received the prize for volunteerism from Shimon Peres. And this summer he received the Moskowitz Prize for Zionism. Mm-hmm. And as far as we're concerned...
It's Zionism, it's volunteering.
Volunteering and so on. And as far as we're concerned as well, the big plus of the government recognizing us is that they've become our partners. And also financially, and they subsidize us in a way which makes every donation worth 3 times more. So for every shekel or every dollar,
is really relevant, and it's even more relevant.
Even more relevant than ever.
And someone might say, they're subsidizing, so you don't need the donation. You're saying the other way around.
Correct. What happens is that without the donations, the government doesn't give anything. First, we have to receive the money, then we have to spend the money, then we have to show the government, and I understand them, exactly how we spent the money. In other words, we spent it on our employment programs. And then they reimburse us, and it's done in such a way that every shekel is worth 3 shekel. Every dollar is worth $3.
Okay, Judy Lowy, JobKatif, thank you very much. And
thank you
for what you're doing.
Thank you, and besorot tovot. Bye-bye.